in the jungle.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and
I'll
start
be right
recording.
back.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead and start recording so that people who come in later can actually feel our energy too, you know?
Yes. And Mushu, can you enable for us to be able to screen share?
Absolutely. Yeah, you should be able to share. I think you should be able to record too. Yeah. Let's see.
Okay.
You should
And
be able to.
Shalonda, I downloaded the presentation, so hopefully it'll show up correctly.
Okay.
Hey, Shalonda, Miss and
Hey, I was having
Yes,
some
yes.
technical difficulties over here. I'm like, okay, let me see. I know my Zoom working, but it wouldn't allow me to
See
this
there,
morning.
Tammy had the same problem.
Yeah.
So Zoom must be changing their security then.
Zoom must be changing their security.
Because I'm used to just clicking on the link and going in.
Yeah.
Too.
And I know they always love to update.
They do.
I'm like, how many times a day even? It seems like every time I do, I come back, it's like I'm updating. Like, what? What is that?
Yeah. But you know, I think it's with all of the scamming and you know, there's
and
so
much of that going on.
So much of that going on. I'm trying to see if that helps a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So as soon as you shares come back, we'll do our breathing. Shalonda, are you at work?
No, I'm home. This was my my alumni weekend, so I've been out all night long.
Oh, alumni weekend. Oh, fun. Which school? Which
You've been in the sun too. You've been in the sun.
I've been in the sun. I know, right?
Look how you glowing. I love that.
Yes.
That's sauna work too.
Girl, listen, I'm ordering my sauna wrap this week. Soon as I get paid, I'm like, I got to give me one.
Oh yeah, I saw
that's the only thing.
I said, you go, girl.
She glowing.
Oh.
I don't have a tub, and that's the biggest challenge for me.
I don't either.
When
you don't have a
got her sauna, I was like, oh, let me get the wrap. That'll help. That'll help.
It sure will. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Oh yeah, she got a really nice one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey Tanya. Hey Misty. You there? You come. You having update problems too with Zoom? Everybody had update problems with Zoom.
Oh yeah, I got in finally.
Okay, yeah, because everybody.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Right. All right. So I want to go. Let's go into some breathing. Just so we can ground ourselves, because I don't know about y'all, but it just, it seems like this is dark night of the soul energy happening on our planet right now.
The cusp between chaos and bliss.
Okay, so if nothing else, we got to keep ourselves centered.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and just kind of put your feet, if you can put your feet on your carpet, on your floor, take your feet out of your shoes and just get grounded. There she is. I'm gonna actually go ahead and I was glad Alanda came in so I could make her the co-host. Boom. She's gonna be like, I just got here, auntie. Okay, there you go. All right. Alanda, I made you the co-host so that as other people come in, I know you just got here, but we're gonna go ahead and start breathing to center. So we're putting our feet on the floor. And we're just going to exhale all of the oxygen from our lungs, and we're going in and out through our nose. So we're exhaling through our nose, pushing in, and then we're going to breathe in, expanding our stomach and hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. Exhale. Push in and hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. And hold. 2, 3, 4. Let yourself relax. Exhale through your nose. Push in and hold. Remember, when we're pushing in, we're releasing all of those toxins that are in our organs. They're located right there in our stomach. Breathe in. Abdomen expanding. And hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Push in. And now just breathe naturally. But I want you to just start a little body scan, starting with your feet. You just scan your body, starting with your feet, going up to your ankles and your calves and your knees. Releasing any tension, any discomfort, any stress, especially behind your knees. Going up into your thighs, relaxing, telling your body to relax. Checking in. Is there any place where you're holding tension? Just release it. Using your breath to go up into your abdomen. Going up into your chest, your arms, your hands. Relax. Going up into your back, your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Make sure that your neck is relaxed, the nape of your neck, the back of your neck, just below your ears, releasing, behind your ears, releasing. Releasing your face, your jaw, your forehead, releasing your scalp, allowing your tongue to release, and just relax. Checking in to see, is there any place you need to send your breath to relax? And we're just allowing ourselves to be the conduits for change, conduit for newness, for breakthroughs, for experimentation, for adventure. We are the difference makers. We can hold space for ourselves and each other. Relaxing. Remembering to go into our bodies daily, to stay into our breath. Relaxing. Releasing. And now we can begin to come back to this side of consciousness. Remembering that our breath is what anchors us to the moment, to life itself. And we can consciously use it to ground ourselves every day. So coming back to this side of consciousness, you might want to rub your hands together. You can open your eyes, remembering the essence of the moment, the essence of who you are, the essence of the work. I'm grateful for each one of you for making time for this. Thank you. I know that you have every other thing you could be doing. So thank you. Hey, Mama Tess. Hey, Landy. Sorry to put you to work soon as you got in, Landy.
Richard's rising all. And I forgive my tardiness. I just got off another Zoom call with some clients.
Yes, I know you guys are busy. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, I'd like to get started. Before I get started, I want to just check in and see. Oh, there Dr. Tammy is. Okay, you close the curtain, I can see you. Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. So today we're actually looking at the framework. We did our work last week on the groundwork, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys come back with. Let me see, let me pull up this presentation. Let me close this. Is there anything that anyone needs to say before we get started? Go ahead and share. Tell me if you have to just say something. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen with the presentation on it. Anybody have anything they have to say? No? All right, well, that's fine with me because I have plenty to say. Can everybody see that? All right.
Yes, I can see it. Yep.
Wonderful. So we've already did our breathing and meditating and seed centering. I want us to actually just remember what our vision is. The vision is that our elders regain health, strength, flexibility, and freedom as they learn to regenerate their body through the teachings and methodologies of Master Force, right? And then the mission is to develop a team of coaches committed to serving clients in their senior years, that they facilitate the life course for seniors with our online platform. And we also provide services to our clients in their senior years to assist them through retirement, health and fitness, financial security, technology, and social interactions. So what I'd like for us to get done today is that we look at each of these modules based on the information that you have gathered in your different meetings. So who's on the retirement team? Who's presenting for retirement today?
So I am actually on the retirement team, and Mama Tess, along with Lord, why am I drawing a blank? With Teresa, and Dr. Fain is not on here, is she?
And it's kind of early for her, so yeah.
Okay, yeah, she's an hour behind me. Okay, so what I would like to do, if it's okay, is to launch the presentation. And if we all can, if I can share this, and we all present, because we all met and came up with the different components. Can you see my screen?
No, have you should be able to share. Do you see the share? Are you sharing?
Okay, I thought I clicked it. So let me.
You have to click it twice. Remember, you have to click share and then share it. Choose the screen.
Okay, okay, let's see. Share. Okay. And let's see. Presentation, share. Okay, I see it. Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes, yes. Yes, I see it.
I'm trying to, is it showing the full screen?
No,
it's showing my Canva, right? Oh, wait, let me see here. Okay.
Present. Hey,
okay, there. Okay. So, Mama Tess and Teresa, you all, please feel free to jump in. I'm going to just kick it off with our notes here really quickly. And then you guys feel free to jump in. So the thing, when we met, we decided that we wanted to redefine the word retirement.
Yeah.
And so what you see on top, retirement, what we'd like for the seniors to be able to do is to see retirement as returning to self. These are the years where you're no longer distracted by giving your time and energy to hopefully to other places, the majority of it anyway. And it's an opportunity for you, whether you're planning or whether you've actually retired, to begin that journey of learning who you are, whose you are, what your soul contract is, etc. So that was the first thing we talked about. Um, and we also wanted to accomplish changing the mindset where they look at this as their creation manifestation time. So we're
Hmm.
reversing what society has dictated retirement to look like and feel like. So we are not slowing down. We're actually creating and manifesting. So we're actually becoming more powerful at this point.
Yes, I love that.
So that was kind of the gist, overall summary of what we came up with, and then we created, based on MEPS, some of the ideas of what we would like to be able to teach, present, or whatever, based on what Master Force has their, Master Force's actual format of what we think will help to accomplish changing that mindset and getting them ready. So we have the mental. Tess or Teresa, would you all like to present that piece of it? Mom Tess, I think you were big on that mental, if you don't mind. And if not, I can.
Mama Tess.
Teresa.
My apology. I was just trying to come off mute.
Yes.
Okay.
Girl, come on, give it up to Dr. Tammy, first of all.
Yes.
I'm loving seeing this.
Yes.
When it's written and when it's like this,
Absolutely.
it gives a greater validity to,
Yes.
where we are. And now, come on, purple in the Campbell. I love it.
Right.
Thank you.
So yes, so thank you so much, Dr. Tammy. To the mental, we were saying that when we get to this shattering part, we're really going to have to put them in the mindset of their ancestors in training,
Mhm.
and how big that's going to be for them to encapsulate that whole energy that
Mhm.
we are here for you to embrace and create within that other side and that other space what our next is looking like. All of us, encapsulate that for us, create that for us, lay the path for us. All of us are ancestors in training. However, some of us are more closer than others. So let's just shatter the mindset of whatever was and whatever we might have been told, uh, and it's all mental, and it's by getting back into the heart that we're going to do that. So taking everything out of the mental, or it being in that space only, and opening up the heart to what this next is, and just as a short form, to not take up all the time of the meeting.
Yes, no, that's perfect, Tess. And we also discuss the self-reflection, self-assessment, and just teaching. And we don't want to assume that everyone doesn't know how to do this, but as far as the master forces way of really evaluating and assessing, your life. I remember, and Tess, you remember we went through Sankofa Rites of Passage, where we literally wrote the book, not the book, but we literally went back and assessed our life and our lessons. So being able to teach them and guide them to be able to mentally see how everything was already planned out. So that's that. So
And if possible, if they have not been through a rites of passage, maybe they should need to go through a rites of passage.
right, which goes into our emotional. Tess, you want to go ahead and
Yes, on this one right here, this is where we go a little deeper. Of course, this is going to cause a lot of people to be in this place that I might want to act out. Uh, Seniors, what I have encapsulated in regard to dealing with them is that This is me, and this has always been me. And how do we get them to break the habit of being themselves?
Tess, is there any way you could turn on your camera? Are you
Absolutely,
okay?
I can.
I'd rather
just
see your enthusiasm and self-expression.
Can you see me?
I can, now I can. Thank you.
Okay. So yes, like I said, this is going to be a little deeper dive, getting them out of that whole narrative of I've been myself this entire time. Well, have you? Has society imprinted upon you, your parents, your grandparents, imprinted upon you who you were supposed to be, and how was your self acting, you know, and versus, wow, I maybe I do need to break the habit of being myself, which is an actual book, you all, by Dr. Joe Dispenza. If you all desire to get that book, I don't know if anyone has ever read it. I'm reading it with a group of clients.
And that's also the work we do with the destiny cards. Just so you all remember that part of it is that, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And so when we had our meeting, it took us to really see Dr. Fane and her, infinite wisdom was saying, yes, once we get past a certain age, yes, that it is that for us. It is us continuing to say to ourselves, and I'm so joyful that she expressed it in the way that she expressed it from her age. Tammy and I, we're a little 50, right? We're 50-ish, right, Tammy?
Yes, yeah.
Versus, Dr. Fane, who's in her space of, it's a hell no for me. I don't have to do the this, the that, and the other. And so for us to emotionally get past those places of where an individual is feeling like they're being infringed upon. We're not infringing upon anything that you're doing or anything that you are emotionally. We're simply saying that there's a way for us to do things different. Can we do things different? Are you open to that? Are you open to, even hearing what that is? And that's the emotional piece. That's where we're going to have to get past a lot of the old, gunk and training and, curses, unresolved things, that people have experienced in their lives.
And some of that be done through the master teacher work?
I say absolutely. Okay. It's just being strategic with it, as Tammy was saying.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we we're taking into consideration the amount of time that we have with these seniors. And so we didn't know how deep we could get into it, how not. So yeah, absolutely. That would include.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then of course, to be able to, which I think is very important, very critical at this time, is to be able to teach about detachment, how to be connected, but not attached. So again, helping them to develop themselves emotionally. And then we put breath work and meditation really can be in all categories, but that would constantly be reinforced as we would teach the course.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So Teresa, we're going to the physical. Can you speak a little bit about that, Teresa?
I don't think Teresa is here.
She isn't? Why did I think she was there?
Because you sent her the link.
See?
And I think Shalonda sent her the link too.
Yeah. Yeah. When I looked, that's why I kind of got off, because I'm like, Teresa, Dr. Faye.
No, because when you said it the first time, I went to look and I'm like, Amanda, are you looking? Let me see. I don't think
okay, so she's not. Okay. Okay, no problem. I'm sorry. Because she had added to the physical component. And so keeping the mindset of seniors, there are some seniors that have been active, most of their lives. And so we want to be sensitive to that. But there are seniors, and possibly a majority of seniors, who do not have a daily physical ritual. So we want to encourage just not leaving it to be limited to just exercise, but for those that can walk, having, being able to teach the benefits of just taking a walk every day. Just, and again, that's all components because that's emotional. That can be mental, emotional, and spiritual as well. But then for those who are not able to walk, obviously, we would just work on the importance of movement overall. Benefits of group fitness and outings, and for the social component, um, and how to coordinate possibly their physical routine with their spiritual practice. So something that they can possibly do again in the mornings, the morning walk, and the importance of, if they believe in God and talking to God, the importance of knowing how to breathe when you walk and concentrate on breathing, or, if they're not able to, physically walk, whatever their routine is, but being able to combine that spiritual component with it, because that's really what keeps you accountable. Your spiritual practice, um, in my experience, is what drives you when you don't physically feel like moving to move. So that was that piece of it. And then the spiritual piece. Tess, I don't know. Do you want to speak on that part?
Once again, the mute.
Yeah, I know.
It's bothering me all day. It's bothering me.
You start talking and then realize, wait, they can't hear me.
Right. Absolutely. So Dr. Frank and Dr. Tammy and I, we really stuck right here when we had our meeting, because we were just like, how are we really going to implement or speak this part? Just as Dr. Tammy said, we practice. We are practitioners of what we're speaking about. No one of us is not practicing, what we're speaking about. We're definitely in that place of practice. So about to this step, it's like, wow, how do we maintain what we have overall practiced with them? How do we, influence them to keep up their breath work, to keep up, the journaling, to keep up, the partnerships that they have made within this whole congruency of, making a cohort or whatever partnership garner.
Right.
That was the tough piece for us. Like, we really stayed on this for about 30 to 40 minutes, because it was like, how do we keep that going? And so these three things listed here, they're just a start of what becomes their in-depth practice. And for me, like Dr. Tammy said, it's I know I'm practicing these things. There's not a day that goes by that I don't stop and say, just to get myself back centered into my heart and into my body and into what my spirit is supposed to be doing. I'm wondering what that might feel like, even within the talking piece with the seniors. I would love to hear some of the persons over the age limit that you're asking us about, that's on the call, how they're feeling about what their practice would be if they've never experienced this. I know that we're practitioners, but I'm just saying, love to hear how, in depth we could get with this, because that's the part that's going to maintain this whole thing. I'm seeing it backwards, as a matter of fact. I'm seeing it that they're starting in their spirit with the decision to even go through the MEPS.
That's right.
So I'm just interested in hearing. Thank you, Dr. Tammy. I'll mute again.
Well, as you guys are both presenting, and I love this because it's just really, because the idea is, how do we roll this out? And that'll be phase 3. But before we can do that, we're getting our ideas together. And it just dawned on me that what we could do, because Alanda and I are working on revamping the website. And so we have a component just for the seniors. And suppose we create an interactive piece where they can get rewards or points or something for doing their breathing work, for doing their walking, for working in their gratitude journal. Maybe we can have some kind of check-in, or we can maybe create a little app that once they're done, they can, push something. And because they do that, once a month, we can send them something. You know what I mean? We don't have to make it expensive something. But again, as part of that partnership piece, we can create ourselves as their partner, but we can also set up a buddy system inside of, and we do that anyway inside of the life course. So yeah, so does that support a little bit, Mama Tess, that we can create something around that and have it be, a game or rewards or points or something?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I would call that giving them their flowers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we can give them their flowers while they're here. And, they receive that, yeah, give me my flowers.
We can have somebody where the only job is that they have to send cards, flowers,
yes,
gifts, candy, whatever, that's what you send.
And I love that we're revamping everything so that we come up to 2024 and beyond.
Yeah.
And, so that they can really be able to reach out to a coach immediately. And
that's exactly what it is. As a matter of fact, we may want to look, and I'll share this in session 3, because we did create, Samir and I had created a belt program where they can go through, they get this color belt, that color belt, as they go through certain, maybe we can look at that again, because he keeps asking me, have you used that? I'm like, no. But it could be something that we can do with our elders, right? And put some of the components together and say, okay, after you do this, this is what you get. And we can even create a belt or a t-shirt or something that represents them and then as they get further along, they become the peer coach, or they become somebody that we incorporate inside of what we're doing. What do you all think of that?
Yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah,
I love that. I'd love to see us be able to have someone to offer support to them as they're going through, because they have breakdowns as well.
Oh yeah, well that's exactly right. That's what we're gonna, yes. And we'll talk more about that, but yes, that's the idea, because actually we want to change the face of aging.
Yes.
And we're not
We're not aging, we're leveling up.
We're leveling up. We want to change the face of
what level are you on? What level?
That's right.
Leveling up. And also what stirred in this conversation, what stirred inside of me was one of the things that we are teaching our seniors about is freedom. Yes. And so kind of based on something you said, Mama Tess, and then Moo, what you added, how to, I think as coaches, how to help support their belief system. Because we're not trying to change, we're not trying to, teach. Seniors are very about whatever their belief system has been. They are very clutch in that.
Yes.
That's their, motivation for everything, but how to marry what we're teaching to their belief system, but also introduce the freedom piece of it, being able to accomplish. Because I believe in many cases, the belief systems is what has them in bondage.
Yes, it is.
So developing something, I don't know what that looks like, but I just want to put it out there where, they're not fearful, because this is new, and seniors in some cases are fearful of change, or that you're, practicing witchcraft, or, you just can't introduce new concepts without knowing what their fundamental beliefs are. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
and we'll work slowly in that, because you remember even in our course we worked slowly through the religion piece, and we lost a lot of people in the
Yeah.
religion piece. Some people
Yeah.
could not get past that,
Yes.
and I get it. And so we'll be mindful, and that's where, again, I think where we can look at the belt program to actually
Yeah.
help us to gauge where people are, and we can use that. We can have some pointers as to, oh yeah, when they've gotten to this, we know that they can go to the next level based on this.
Yeah.
And
That's what it was when you talked about, when Mama Tess said something, you talked about that belt program. I'm like, okay, that's tangible. Then
yeah,
how then? Yeah. Okay. That's
and
good.
we can actually have, these are the concepts that we want you to have mastered or be towards mastery in it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
That's great.
Thank you.
Was that it for you, Tammy? That was great. Thank you, Tammy and Dr. and Mama Tess. Yes. And Teresa and
Thank
Dr. Fain. I know that you contributed even though you're not here. So thank
Absolutely.
you.
Greatly. Yes. Thank you.
Yes. Any questions for Tammy? Anybody have questions for Tammy or Tess?
I have a question. In that piece, will you be speaking about like the physical piece, like places they want to retire? Like what's their options for what's the options? Based off of their what they have. What about retiring in Italy? What about retiring, not just in the Americas or in Florida? There's so I didn't hear that piece. That might be something you might want to consider. Also, what was the other one? Like you touched on, revamping or renewing or reinventing self. I think that was the only one that I had. Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
Because
You want me to put it back up?
yeah, a lot of it kind of, some of the things you were saying kind of ushers in with social, and all of them kind of, they blend in some type of way. So
Oh yeah,
but
it's
that
going to be a lot of overlap. Yeah.
Mhm.
Most of this is it will break down in the details. Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't want to, in ours we didn't put in there about like different places, so it's like you kind of gotta understand what you want before you can know what your options.
Yeah, and I don't know if we would include that, and we'll look at that when we get to phase 3 to look at the rollout, because one of the things that we do want to be mindful of is that part of our work is to focus on under-resourced communities, right? And a lot of time people who are aging or leveling up in under-resourced communities, make it a point of what Dr. Tammy said, they're kind of, they have tunnel vision, they're kind of sheltered. So, the first thing I thought about was, oh, well, we got to plan a trip to Italy.
Right.
The only way you going to get somebody.
You got to think about your audience.
I was gonna say, because I was thinking about my mama. I can't get her to go to Atlanta. Okay, she's in her
If my mom
70s.
get on a plane.
Okay. So
my mother's never been on a plane, and
right?
She's 75.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the framework that we're inside of. So where I like that idea, I want to make sure that we're presenting it in a way that looks like freedom, like Dr.
It's receptive.
Like it's freedom and choice, and
Yeah.
not like it's a regret or, oh, I wish I could. You know what I'm saying? We want to, because that creates a whole nother vibratory thing.
Energy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I would say, as an answer to that, beloved, I would say, let's plan something an hour away. there are beautiful places away from Chicago that are an hour and a half away.
I'm with you on that.
We get a van, we get a van and just plan a retreat for them. Get an Airbnb, those are the things that are doable along the lines of freedom. And then they don't even know because they haven't tried. I at 50-ish, I keep saying that, Dr. Tammy, that's for us, 50-ish. I've just traveled for the first time in my life to Starved Rock, which is an hour away from Chicago.
I love Starved Rock. I remember getting.
And I'm like, oh my God, this has been here this entire time. What are you talking
about? Beautiful, yes.
I'm crying. I'm like, oh my God, what?
Yeah.
50-ish. Yeah. So imagine taking a busload of seniors down to Starved Rock, down to downstate Illinois, and enjoying that.
Exactly. One of my friends, when I was moving out here to Michigan, and I live in a 55 and older building, right? And he was telling me about a 55 and older place in Evanston that he said is so top notch.
Wow.
And so maybe that could be a place, especially for people, because sometimes our seniors staying in the city is unsafe and they don't even know that.
Yes.
Because unknown seems scary to them, right? So if we can find like places like that where they can get into the luxury of their returning to self, right? Where they can actually get into a whole new discovery. Because I mean, me even living out here, I'm gonna tell y'all, I went to the bank the other day, and the bank owner, the branch manager was a Black woman. And I said something about safe. She said, girl, you in the safest place. Ain't nobody doing nothing out here in Berkeley. Where it is.
Yes.
So that's right, Mama Tess. So we can look at those different places that are sensitive to seniors as well, where they might be able to say, oh, I would love to live here.
Absolutely. And that falls under our benefits of group fitness and outings. Under the So all of that. And then also I wanted to say to you, Shaz, that the important piece of this assessment is for us to not only teach, but for us to hear kind of where our clients are and what their dreams are, where they want to go. And I know that with some seniors, not all, they are very tied to their homes that they've been living in for however many years.
Yes. Even if they can't keep them up, they're tied to them.
They can't keep them up. And when you move them, they decline, But that's why it's important for us to assess our group as we start out to see, who do we have in the group? Yeah, what do they need? And I think that it will require some adjustments here and there in the presentation. And we would be able to provide them with the resources and be armed and ready if we do have a senior that's saying, I am afraid in the area that I'm living in. I would love to go somewhere that's, we would be prepared.
Yep, absolutely.
So I was thinking about something when you were always talking about outings and going to different, going to visit assisted living places. You know how they have college tours?
And not assisted living so much, but because I don't live assisted. So not,
you know what I mean? Like independent living, assisted, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and matter of fact,
retirement villages.
That's good. We need to know all the different types. You're so right. Absolutely.
Yep. So have it set up a tour, and with a bus one day in between. There's an outing. Of course, they like to, we like to eat. The elder, you can't not feed our elders now. So do something like that along the lines that we are taking them out on an outing. Like this week, we're going to visit because they may be in that place of thinking about searching, because there's a lot of children that are forcing their kids to live with them. Right. And some of them don't think they have a choice. And so trying to open that conversation, because they have this retirement money or going into retirement, the kids immediately want to move them with them or take them or think they're no longer able to take care of themselves. And so that's an aspect. I was thinking about that yesterday, and I'm out here in this place where nothing but it's a lot of older people, right? But the culture is different because a lot of them have money and, you know, they set for life, but they also have kids that when they come back, they put them in homes or put them in places, but then their houses they moved out of their houses because the kids moved away. And so they put them places without them wanting to be there. So that is like, I thought about that. I'm like, we have to think about how to help them transition when their kids have agency over them. You know, how can we help them in that conversation? Because it's going to be some people that can't, you know, they feel like they can't do anything because their children have estate, you know, have access and control and everything that they use, you know what I mean, spend, things like that. I was thinking about that last night, that's another piece, that kids are also in control of what they do. So
yeah, and that's did anybody see that movie called I Care or something like that, where that woman would get people to turn over their property, and when they turn over their property to them, then they would take advantage fully.
Yeah, I remember that movie.
And put them away and take their homes and stuff. So we could really be advocates for seniors in that particular vein. So that's really great.
So Mo, and I want to ask you, and I know that we're developing this, you know, what will our boundaries be? You know, because I think we've all pretty much have worked with seniors. So this could go to become yeah, I mean, you know,
and we have to determine that. And because one of the things is that we do have, I have in my list of contacts is somebody, and you all may know somebody too, that works for or has a part of Legal Shield. Are you familiar with Legal Shield or something? So I have a friend, Shelly Amdar, and Shelly has to be about 80 now. I know she's up there, but very vibrant, very, you know what I'm saying? And I was going to ask her some of these questions and also get her to be part of our legal side.
Yeah.
Because we want to be able to have our clients, like those questions that you just said, Alanda. If you know, I didn't even realize when you put your parents into an assisted living or a care facility, you literally have to sign over their insurance, their Social Security, their retirement, that all belongs to the facility.
Yeah. They say that we're going to take care of them when we want everything that come in.
And you don't get it back.
That's right.
Don't get it back. So this is why children, you know, but suppose, you know how we learned in Deaf Doula class, right, that you work with the family too. So suppose if we do have the opportunity that we can work with the children where their parents can stay free, and at the same time the children understand, you know, that this is for the children. You know, I mean, this is for the parents. This is not necessarily for you. And teach those families how to put funds into trust.
Yes, that's
so
important.
That's do, because you know, there could be even a fight with the children because they're displaced control the money too, and they want that income coming in.
Especially if they got used to it, and even the house and the business. So and I think we'll make that part of our assessment. You know what I'm saying? We'll look at all of those. And Alanda has something. So we'll use that inside of our assessment to see where they are as far as agency and all of that. Hey, Teresa Lugo, we were just calling your name. You must have heard us in the ethers. Everybody on here was like, no, as a matter of fact, Dr. Tammy said, Teresa, you can go ahead. I
said, oh my goodness. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. So I think that's great. This is really great. So who's next? Who's the next component is technology, Alanda?
Can I ask one quick question before?
Yes.
I'm so sorry. As you get together, Linda, is this a national or a global?
Ooh, Dr. Tammy. Oh,
Yeah, we got to know our audience.
Wait, that's up to us to answer. Okay,
Yeah.
that is up to us to answer.
Yeah, because
Mm.
I'm started with the end in mind of those seniors that we would
But
attract.
Teresa Lugo said global, and I think she would be the one to say it because between the two of you, and then Shalonda heading to Africa at some point.
Right.
You know, we just have to, and we're going to be on the website, right?
Yeah.
So I think we'll say global. Yeah, thank you, Tammy.
That we can create what we're creating with the global mindset, because we want to support what we create as well. So that's just kind of what I was thinking about. Even when I was talking about the boundaries and how far we can go, we want to be able to support. We don't want to be able to say, for example, provide resources in Chicago. We have no idea what we got going on in Africa, Costa Rica.
We don't know what's going on. We don't, and that again goes back to us assessing, reaching out to people, you know what I mean, and forming partnerships. I agree.
Yeah, partnerships.
I agree. And cultures, all cultures are different. We treat our elders very different than what they do in other cultures.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, the needs are different with the seniors because, Africa, even what I see in Costa Rica, possibly too, Puerto Rico, but, they praise their seniors. They take care of their seniors. So it's not the same issues as what's happening in the United States.
Exactly.
Nothing is like the United States.
Nothing is like the United States.
Right.
But we are the change agents, okay? We're the change
Exactly.
agents. All right, you ready, Landy? For technology?
Okay, so I did not do a presentation. I did the
that's okay. Whatever
assessment, right?
Yeah, whatever you get.
I'm pulling it. I'm looking for it.
Yeah, everybody doesn't have to. Do you want somebody else to go while you go?
I got I'm just getting the form up now. I got it. I had to remember where did I create it. So this is for the technology. I will present.
And I'm a part of the technology crew as well.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. So it's Alanda, Ushas, and myself.
Okay. Can you all see that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we realize that technology is one of those things that we're I won't say we're advanced, but if you're working and we attach to our phones or whatever, what I noticed when I worked at the library, there was a lot of older people to come in, a lot of tech savvy, but some just did not touch a computer. They were in the middle of applying for another job, and a lot of places were like, our application is online. Like, what's online? What are you talking about online? What are you online on what line? And so these were right. No, seriously, these are the questions they would ask, and they would be so frustrated because they have to create an email, they have to use their phone, then they have to verify and do all of these things, and they would just say forget it, and they would be so frustrated and leaving. So the library started teaching, having courses for seniors, like they'll come and sign up for a computer course, and they either do one-on-one or they will come in for a group session, right? Because we also have a maker space. So I created the assessment or survey, and it's kind of lengthy. So this would be one of those things that they will do, like either sit with us or we'll help them, or they'll sit with someone else to help them complete it. Because this is lengthy, because you definitely want to get to the meat of where they are and how we can meet them. Because some people will have like no problem. And then anything like some of the elders I know, they like to be on their phone. I have a few that are on their phone. They don't do anything but on their phone, which it's astonishing. But I tell them like, hey, you on your computer? And they won't, like, no, we're going to do it on our phone. In our case, I don't like the phone when you do things like this. Anyway, so the survey covers, because we have it's right at the beginning in the first section. Do they agree to take the survey? If they don't want to take the survey, they can email, and we can take steps from there. We put in like how, like, they may not want to do the survey online. They may want to do it in person.
They may want to do it with a coach.
They may want to do it with a coach. So that way we know just from the beginning, before they even go further, that you have help. And that's one of the things that when younger people helping older people, they get frustrated because the older people, they just assume that we just know everything, right? They assume we know everything, but at the same time, they don't want to take our advice. Okay, that's another story. So we asked them about the age group, and let's see, let me move this out the way. All right, so the age group, the gender.
Yeah, and you can put 55 to 60 on there too, Landon.
I can put 55 and up. Okay.
Yeah, 55
all right.
to 60. Yeah.
Okay, so we have the gender, the living situation, because the situation can be very unique. Because I put other, because I ran into an elder person. They live in an RV. Her and her husband, and just that's
I
all
love
they do.
that.
They RV. And then I know somebody else, they met up in a group, because Ragbri is they do the biking across Iowa, of the Midwest region. So there's a lot of older people active out here. So they Ragbri, they get on a bus, they load up their bikes, and they'll ride around and get back on. So I also met somebody that they come up here for that. They go back to Florida and they take a cruise for several months.
Yeah.
And then they go and stay someplace, you know what I mean? So they actually they like living like that. It's like a temporary, they retire, they totally like, this is where we're going to die, on the road, whatever. So that's why I put other.
Sounds like freedom to me.
Yes, right. So they get it. And so they have passports and everything. So they're ready to leave at any drop of a hat. At a drop of a hat, they gone. So their usage, how often they use their devices. So with the survey covers that. They have, I didn't think about it. We have wearable devices. I forgot about this. That's monitoring, smart TV, Alexa, because there's a lot of older people that get the smart houses, and their kids put it in there, and they have to call someone to tell them to disable it because they don't like it, right? So I know some, again, I hang out with older people. I'm just gonna tell you that. That's my friend group. So I just hear all these stories that happen, and someone's child, their kids, I say they're like my age, but the older lady said that she don't like the Siri, and they got all these different contraptions. They said they hate it, because I think the dad have dementia, so it's a challenge. So all of these challenges with technology is like a big, I guess what they're dealing with, what they use it for. Let's see what they use it for. And like, I noticed we have financial, the financial team, people use it for the health monitoring, a lot use it for the news. What else? Like communication is basic. And then we have pain points. And so how comfortable are they using technology? Are they, and that's another piece to start, to assess where they are. What challenges would they face? And this will give us an idea of how to assist them. And this will help us put together a system on how to remember passwords, because I have a problem. I do that myself. And I think I forgot to add cybersecurity on here.
That was something we talked about, right?
Remember, we forgot. Yeah, I forgot to add that, because that is an issue that I noticed that I help with when I was at the library. Again, I would tell different seniors hey, they have a spam thing out going on right now, and I would give them information, write it down, just pay attention. This is what's going to happen. And so that was very useful, because I did not realize how much they are targeted. About the support. Now, how do they learn about new technology? I forgot to put, online tutorials. I forgot to put, I put higher learning institutions, because some people, I forgot to put library, because the library is a point in there.
Definitely library.
Yeah, I forgot the library. What type of support is most helpful? And
put library there again.
Yeah, I'm going to put library there again, so I need to make sure I remember.
And certain park districts as well.
Oh, park.
I didn't think about that. Park districts.
Yeah.
And also, if you go
and community centers too, right?
So we got community class and workshop, but I'll put library. I'll add library on here.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. On these two. Okay.
I'm going through. Oh, let me turn my camera on. Yes, okay. I myself and my husband, who is 69, we're going through a program through the University of Chicago right now. We've just earned 2 free Chromebooks.
See,
Because
that's what I'm talking about, right?
So I have that connection as well. So if we need that connection, we have it.
Okay.
And you know, I was working with a group. I have to look at my notes, but it was called Boom Mates, and it was run by the University of Chicago. And one of my mentors is still a part of it, Diane Hodges. But the idea was to get seniors together. Oh, Mama Tess, that's right. You know, Diane.
This was all seniors. This is all seniors.
Yeah.
So I was being included in it because I'm almost 55.
Right. Right.
So yeah, we have that connection.
Good.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
That's awesome. And so the other rest, let's see, other is we're following technology features, what we find useful, what they find useful. We get, voice command, voice assistant, simple features, larger icons. I do know a couple of seniors that she's in a group of for the blind. And they have their own events to everything. And so that's another piece. That's something maybe later down the line, because that's an accessibility issue. And we need somebody to have especially in that, because that's a whole other level of technology, because they have to do everything is auditory. So that may be when I put other, they can do that. And then we can, when we do the assessment, we can ask them more questions and assess their need, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we said, will you be interested in using a dedicated service app or design specifically for seniors? I put that piece in there because Ushayas is like this. She got all these brilliant ideas, and she works, and I just like the way her mind work, right? So I'm thinking like, I hear an app for that. Like, I hear you. There's an app. I hear an app for that.
Yeah, I definitely hear an app for a lot of the stuff we talking about. Yes, I'm with you.
Yeah, right. And so, and I know AARP does a good job, but the information, the way I'm seeing it, it's user friendly, but it's also very it's more so for people that don't understand the computer, right? So AARP is pretty much designed for former folks that work, right? I see that, like some of their accessibility tools. You have to kind of know what you're looking for when you go into the AARP site. And I like the idea that Moot said that we were on, planning this, that we will have sections on the website that is specifically for design. So a picture, right? They click on it and then it takes them to what they need, instead of them sifting all around the website and looking for something, and be very clear and concise. I also realized that with technology, and so after we do this technology survey for seniors, we get to see where they are. That's basically it. And I think it was I can't remember what else we had mentioned. I can't remember. I wrote it down. I can't find my notebook. But yeah.
Now, is there any way, Amanda, that we can have, now do we need to have because this survey, is this specific for people who are interested in technology, or do we have as part of the full intake when we're working with all the seniors? How do you?
That was what we me and Ushayas talked about yesterday, that this might be something for all aspects, because instead of them taking all these surveys, we might have this try to combine. I won't say combine, but I don't know. I think we kind of talk on that yesterday.
We did. So there's different aspects of technology. So we want to make sure, because we already have actually in the same platform where the form is, some tests where you can understand how to secure yourself on the internet, like understanding the file system. So we already actually have those, but we want to see where their technology prowess even lies before providing them any type of tools, right? See where they are first. And then from that point, then, some might want, like, for the basic security, the first lessons are basic security on how to secure your Google account, understanding the privacy settings, because as Alanda stated, that's how seniors are targeted. They're not securing their Google accounts. They just all over the web. And so that's one of the main lessons to teach. Now, once the survey once we get the information or the data from the survey, there might be some seniors might want to elevate some of their knowledge. And then that will be like a second tier for technology to engage.
So my question is, though, can we, because I can see that this could be, at least part of this survey could be included in an overall assessment, but I don't think this whole survey needs to be included for everybody, because it seems like a lot. But and I can see that it's important, but I think that there has to be an assessment that's included along with Tammy's assessment, and probably
to see where they are.
In different, and then because some people have to choose where they want to start. They can start with retirement. They can start with, and then if they're starting with technology, because that's the most important piece for them, then they would get the more lengthier survey.
I see. You said like have like a beginner survey, like assess.
Yes, like because we need to have an intake assessment.
Okay.
That would have just enough generic questions so we can know where they are in certain categories. And then once they determine the work that they're going to start with and the type of coach that they're going to use, right? Because each of us have our own specialties as we start out, right? Then we go through a more lengthier survey, and they don't even have to know we're doing a survey because we're just taking notes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that we have an idea of how to support them. Does that make sense to you guys?
No, that makes perfect sense. That's kind of like how our coaching surveys are. We start, like, before they start coaching, I have an assessment, like where they want, what area do you want to start on? Yeah. Okay. I get it. All right. Okay. That makes sense.
And then each module will have their own. What were you going to say? You shared, it looked like you were going to say something.
No, I was saying that makes sense, because everybody is at different places. So you don't want to give too much to, and most of our seniors are not technologically inclined. So,
so you don't want to do too much.
To give them the basics to protect themselves, everybody, and then spear off to let them see it's not as difficult, once a senior engages, I mean, like Alanda saying, you can't get them off that phone. They're like teenagers with the phones. My aunt, she wanted to arm wrestle me about her tablet because she plays her games on there. But those different one of the pieces in there is understanding how technology can be a hindrance and also a pro. So those different things also have to be brought to the table.
And that's where our black belts, our belts can come in again. We can have certain categories where they move to, and that could be based on their technology knowledge, because they become people more proficient and they can help other seniors too. So that would
indeed.
So basically, when we have the assessment, so we have the intro assessment, but then we can use that instead of giving it to them, we can actually do it for them. Is that what I'm hearing? To have something that's okay. All right.
Yeah. When we start working with them individually, because they're starting with technology, now we can do a deeper take.
Okay.
And they don't even have to know we're taking notes. I mean, when I'm working with clients, we're always taking notes and putting something in a survey or something, but that's for our working knowledge. And then you could come back and from that assessment, create an action plan for their services.
Okay.
Okay.
I love this because as I talk with, you know, my family, obviously in their 70s and 80s, and you know, I see how they use, you know, Facebook. You know, some of them are
Mm-hmm.
on Facebook, but in talking to some, they know a little bit about how to go on and maybe do one thing, but they're fearful of learning how to do something else. And
Yeah.
so they are limited. So for us as coaches to be able to say, hey, we got you. You know, it's going to
Yes.
be easier if you pay your bills, I don't know, online. I know
Absolutely.
my mother still mails checks, I think, for her bills. But I mean, just to have that hand holding
Yeah.
and the way you all have it outlined and structured, it makes it real clear on you know, what resources we need to develop, I guess, as a team to be able to
And
support
that's what we're
them.
doing. And that's what our purpose is to have all of our things ready to go so that when they're looking for us as a coach, we already have things that we can share. You know,
I
we already
like that.
can go here,
Just the
go here.
security piece,
It's a
like, you know,
security piece,
Jazz was
absolutely.
saying, like, I'm like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's the most important piece. You know,
But
they
just like
have,
Orlando was talking about that security, I
yeah,
had, I had, I had I don't know what's this month. This is July. Back in May or June, I woke up and both my phones were dead. Well, you already knew one phone
Oh
was
yeah.
dead because I had to my business phone. So now both phones are dead. So I text my son. We have to go to. I guess I got to go get two phones now. So we go to T-Mobile, get the two phones. A month later, all of a sudden, charges started coming up on my phone from Google Pay. And I'm not calling like that. And then, you know, I call the bank and they, oh, well, we'll send you a new card. That means I can't use the card. So now, okay, let me stop listening to my daughter. Because she was like, you need to just have one bank account. I've always had 2 or 3 bank accounts. I'm like, see, that's why I had 2 or 3.
that's right. That's right.
Do you know that after that happened, they sent me my card, another 3 hits came on. And
Oh,
after I got my new card. So
Wow.
now I'm talking to one of my clients who's the VP of cybersecurity. He's looking for a job, right? And we're just talking, and he was a hard nose. He was really tough, but I don't mind working with tough people. But towards the end of the call, we're talking, and I'm talking about my whole cyber stuff. He said, I want you to do 2 things. The first thing you do, he said, you sign into Google and you go into your account and close out all of your accounts. Do y'all know when I went in there, I had 6 phones in there that were active and live? 6. And one of them was an iPhone from how many years? Right?
oh. And you know what? Those are the different things that's actually taught. I already have a lesson
That's what
already.
when you said that, that's what that was because
Yeah, I already have those lessons.
right there when I did it,
In a class.
right there when I did it, I haven't had any more. I haven't had anybody else come on and try to get.
Infringements.
And then I was able, and I said, I bet seniors, because you know, I'm like, and I hate pulling the senior card, but I've been doing it more and more. Like, listen, I'm 66. I'm not paying for this. Okay. I mean, sounding
Yeah.
like that now, but I'm
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah.
$46 game, you know? So they end up being my money, you know? But a lot of seniors aren't going to do that. So we can advocate for them. But having that class, you shares, I'm telling
Yes.
you, if he wouldn't have said that, and then the second thing he told me to do, he said, go and open an account at a credit union.
Yeah.
Right. So I did that. So, and now I'm back to my 3 accounts, but I just wanted to say that it's good that we can watch and see the importance of that, because it's the little things. And that class can be a 15 to 20-minute class, and it would save somebody's whole life.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you know what? And the credit unions also, they have a lot of tools for seniors through the credit union as well.
Yes.
Because it's a big, so it's one of those for the financial aspect. So I think that is like one of the most important that a lot of us do not know it exists. And especially going to into being an elder, because there's also a resistance in aging. I noticed that some don't want to admit that they having challenges or admit that they are their money is being siphoned
But
out of their account.
that's that cognitive dissonance too.
Yeah, yeah.
I do
So
not want to appear like I'm getting old.
Helpless.
I'm one of them.
Leveling. We leveling.
3 of them by myself.
I guess that's my
probably 3 of them by myself. Because Lord,
inversion.
Right.
Me saying leveling instead of agent. Is that
okay? No, it's not a problem.
Right, leveling.
But I'm with you on that because we are in a new way of being. There, when I look back at my family, and at this age, there was nobody in my family doing this at 66.
Oh, right.
They were now, so y'all got to look at that. And those that have transitioned can actually see us. And as Mama Tess liked to say, they're ancestors and they're still learning from our examples. So that's why it's so important for us to do the work too, because our light still does stimulate their growth and development.
Yeah.
All right, wonderful, Orlando. Thank you. And then, so we just need to probably get the 10 most basic questions, and that when I think if we have 10 from each section, and that's like 50 questions right there. So we got to see if we want 10. So we'll come back to that, but that'll be in that assessment.
That's good. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay, what's next? Is it the social life? Who's doing social life?
Alanda, you want me to do it since you did tech?
Oh no, you could do it. Just if you need me to jump in, just let me know.
Okay. All right. So I'll be doing, I forgot about the tech piece. I completely forgot about it. And so I was focused on our social aspect. Me and Alanda on both teams. So of course I hijacked the pictures.
Who else is on that with you? Who else is on
Tanya and Shalanda. Shalanda, yeah.
You said it the way her grandmama said it.
I know, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so the 4 quadrants of social well-being, enhancing your life through mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual wellness. So we'll have a short welcoming video featuring diverse seniors sharing what social well-being means to them. Okay. The 4 quadrants. Now we want to start off with a survey as well, to understand the participants, like what do they do? What inspires them? It could be writing, it could be drawing, it could be, so just understanding who your audience and making sure that they understand other options if they're just stuck in certain mental, exercises all day, like playing the slot machines on the phone all day. Just seeing what type of exercises and seeing if those are mentally sound for them, and then just bringing other options there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And then those are individual, overstanding. So it was interesting. We was doing that. We was like, we're going to be bumping all around each other, right? It's if all of us is doing it, but if we bring it out. So I was kind of struggling with that, but then it's like, you have to understand what's going on socially. You have a social mind, right? It's all types of stuff going on in the head that you have to understand how to calm down in order to have your best life socially. That's a part of the social well-being, understanding the thoughts that are coming in your head, because so many thoughts are not necessarily healthy, right? We don't have to get on that soapbox. So, but it's just understanding, ensuring that they're feeding their mental with the right things so they can, have great results. And then, of course, there's individual socialism, and the mind thing is where the individual socialism comes into play. And then the group, right? So again, the survey kind of says, okay, do you like stepper sets? Do you like ice skating? Do you like to bring, and that will bring us be able to, what do you call it? Maybe have little silos as we go through the global piece, just having all those things, and then being able to see what other seniors are doing, be like, oh, I never did that before. Just having because a lot of times, just like you think about, well, I think about homeschooling, or just you want to expose your children to everything that's possible, right? So that's just the same thing in retirement. I'm not so much as retirement, but making sure that, okay, there's some other things out here. You've been on this planet for a little bit now. Have you explored some other things that might help increase your mental balance or your well-being?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the next one, the social aspect of the mind, presentation, emotional intelligence, and social perception. A lot of times, and this really could get into, getting into the childhood traumas, because there's a lot of seniors, like Tanya said, they, what do they call it? Social annihilation. There's a lot of that is predominant, that we're not really, that we kind of will definitely need to embrace and help those seniors that are having those type of issues. They could be hoarders. They could be, that anything that causes them not to be socially, just annihilated from their own self. So
Or stuck
they
somewhere.
have to understand their emotional intelligence. I didn't even know that word until I was 35 years old. Emotional intelligence, and understanding how, it's all relating, and how you might perceive yourself socially, or and vice versa. It could hinder you being socially well. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, we talked about annihilation, debunking the old dogs can't learn new tricks. And so we kind of put that into the technology piece. Like, once you learn this technology, you good to go. But you have to give yourself that space to actually know that, even though you might be they use this term on you, but your mind is still viable enough to learn something new. It's just like the trees, either they dead or they living. So if you're doing the same thing, you're not living, you're not evolving. So getting them out of that for the social annihilation piece. Then of course, examples of seniors learning new skills, affirmations, positive statements to encourage lifelong living, and visualization exercises. And then as you can see, we still have some formatting to do to our presentation, but we at least have the verbiage here for you, and then we'll go back and make it all pretty.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, we have further to go with this, but it's great.
Okay. And then the emotional quadrant, protecting the energy, presentation on social security of emotions. I thought that was pretty cool, because you talk about social security, but there's a whole nother social security that you're not even thinking about.
Boundaries. That's right. Closing your door. It's time for you to leave. No, I don't want to talk to you. Absolutely.
Right. So managing emotional well-being, protecting from negative energy, shielding the heart symbol, inside thoughts and outside thoughts, differentiate. Thank you. That one. And managing internal and external dialogue, activity, writing exercises to explore inner thoughts, image, the thought bubbles, to just, get people out their shells and be like, because we have so many thoughts, but if you haven't even sat down and analyzed them, how can you be socially sound if you don't even know? You could be taking stuff so personal, it ain't got nothing to do with you, and you don't want to talk to nobody, so it's a lot goes.
I just discovered yesterday, talking to one of my social worker friends, that there are some people that do not have an inner dialogue, and I'm still I told her, like, you have to, I'm still confused about that, but she said there are a lot of people that do not have inner dialogue.
No, Gemini, no. Everybody doesn't have
I didn't understand what she meant by that, but she said some people just don't do the inner dialogue. So I'm still confused with that. So that might be a little piece to
That
add on.
means they're in denial. They're stuck somewhere.
I was getting ready to say, I don't believe that. I don't believe
it either,
it
because
doesn't even operate. It doesn't even operate like that for them.
Exactly.
You're
Everybody
a robot
has
then.
inner dialogue. Now, if you want to acknowledge it, it's another thing. Because
that's right.
Yeah.
You know what? You must be a robot. We have those that are robots. Y'all have to.
Without souls. That's right. You said they're without souls.
Absolutely. I mean, they're people without souls. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I had a cousin that told me when he was in prison, he didn't have dreams. I'm like, what? I never dreamed. What? He never had dreams. He didn't dream. And I'm like, I don't believe that either, because you could stay in denial, because everybody, once you sleep off pattern, how you say you don't have any dreams?
I don't have dreams.
You don't?
Really? I have to literally, let me put it the right way. I don't remember when I had a dream, right?
And then too, those that don't dream, dreams are supposedly that come for any aggravation you had in the last 48 hours.
I was going to say, now what I do,
so if you don't dream, then that means you ain't got nothing on you.
Well, what I do is that, what do you call that? I do that.
Yeah, you have a more relaxed state of sleep.
Well, I do ignite when I need to have
to filter out.
No, do you know what that's called when you do the lucid dreaming?
Now, yes, lucid dreaming.
That when I need to solve a question or a problem or something.
Yeah, you need to go.
And I do that when I'm in my daytime, but when I go to sleep at night, I don't remember dreams.
Okay.
Yeah, when I had dream, mostly they're messages for me to either tell me to assess something or tell somebody else, because
but you're clairvoyant though too.
Yeah, so I have
a Gemini.
But I'm a little confused about the whole the inner dialogue.
Because you think that everybody thinks like you. So once you get into their psyche, they don't access certain parts of their brain, because we talking to ourselves all day long. So it's like, it's like I can't even fathom that. But when you start to really accept people,
the majority of people on here are Gemini's. Lord have mercy.
All of me. all of us is me.
And I have a
so it's an easy conversation.
Right. I have a Gemini moon though. I have a Gemini moon.
Yeah, but it's people, they not I was talking to someone, it was like things that you would normally have thoughts in your head, she was just saying them. So I was just like, well, why we got to hear all that? It's just like you're supposed to sift that out before, so there's some problems here. Some people might not have, the COVID shot might have did it to them. Where
okay, get back to your presentation.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true.
Okay, back to the presentation. The emotional quadrant. Inside thoughts and outside thoughts. Okay, we kind of went through that. But another part too is really is when your consonance is low, because you haven't really dealt with grief. So a lot of the seniors, they become socially all their friends start leaving, right?
Yeah.
They start seeing so many people go. So it's like recognizing grief, coping strategies, and personal stories of overcoming grief. That's a huge part of why, a lot of things they kind of keep stuck. So that was brought as far as a very important piece to bring into the social aspect. Affirmations, of course, to go along with it. Activity, daily affirmations for emotional strength, affirmation cards, and match with the affirmation scenario. Okay. My teammates, any comments or questions or additions on those?
No, that seems on point.
All right. Next one, the physical quadrant, daily exercise, activity. They have the Silver Sneakers program introduction. So those that are familiar with that, it's like seniors that run. They call them the silver sneakers. And so
Well, it's a lot more to that as well. You can actually go on there, and I just joined. You can become a part of Apple Fitness for free. You could do online classes. You can Google. And part of that, once you become a member of a Silver Sneakers, they have programs in your communities. You can put your zip code in there, and they'll tell you in the community, like centers, park districts, and then you can get a membership there. It's a lot to it.
That's wonderful. Yes, that's great.
Yeah. So it's even the Apple one has meditation on there. It's a lot of stuff entailed in the Silver Sneakers program.
Okay, good. And all of us over 60 should join.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the next
I want to join. I'm not 60. I want to join.
But they might have to do 55.
Amanda.
They might have 55 and older too on some of those. I don't know. I have to check it out. Yeah.
You just put your birthday and then you can apply, and then they'll tell you if you're eligible.
Okay. That's all that stuff sounds fun. Okay.
It does. Know, right? It really does.
So, and then that's a national thing. And then, you know, we make it global.
Mm-hmm.
We can, you know, expand the senior sneakers for those of us that are outside the US and bringing it to them as well, you know, across the
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So the next, and that also is a part of, the next part is exploring new places. So that it, you know, kind of is a catalyst also for the silver sneakers. And that came about, you know, because there's so many different things going on. Like Atlanta has what's now an ATL or some type of website that they go to, and you're able to, you know, put it in what you want and making sure seniors have access to all that information.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because a lot of times, you know, you trying to wait for somebody to do something, and you don't have to wait for anybody, you know, get your ticket and go and have fun. So, you know, just bringing out different things that could possibly provide social wellness in the physical quadrant. And the next one to talk about sex and STDs, socially, you know, doing the research, there's supposedly high concentration of STDs within the nursing homes. So I know the health piece, I know you'll probably get into that, but and we're still kind of trying to see how to put that all together too. But it's something that definitely needs to be talked about and addressed. Safe practices and awareness, understanding sexual health and STDs, educational resource on safe sex practices, sexual health knowledge check. And these things they already know, but if they're sitting there scratching and itching and we know about the statistics, you know, it's our duty to educate them. All right. Next one on the physical quadrant, nutrient high quality foods and water. And then speaking about, you know, if you are choosing partners, what the benefits are of choosing people that are, you know, eat the same way you eat, because they can make you off balance. So I'm sure you all will get more in detail in health part of that of the presentation. But you know, we have to make sure they probably know, but you know, we just have to, that's the 360 of what we're doing. Make no assumptions, right? Even though you're a certain age, you should know some things, but you know, that's not necessarily the case. And also getting involved in like cooking classes and having recipe sharing. I'm sure many have, you know, very seasoned palates and might want to give some different advice about how to, you know, enhance some of the recipes that are already here.
Well, some of the challenges, and I think probably they'll deal with this on the health and fitness, is that as seniors get older, their taste buds and their smelling, all of that changes. So I know that in Ayurvedic medicine, they do talk about how to support that. But a lot of times the challenge that seniors have is that they will oversalt their food because of the change in their taste buds.
So they put more seasoning on it. Because
not seasoning, they're putting salt. Where if they did more
salt
seasoning,
on it, that's not
right. That's not the benefit, because you can add garlic and celery and other stuff, but they don't. They add salt because salt is a more astringent.
So let me ask you this: the taste buds, is it based off of just the change of, a change in frequency?
A lot of it is change. A lot of it is medication.
Right. So it's like,
but a lot of I remember Deepak Chopra back in the day. So drinking the lemon water in the mornings help with that, right? Because it helps to keep the nutrients high in your mouth, right?
Right.
But then also sesame oil rinse. You know how you do the coconut oil rinse for your teeth? In your gum.
Coconut and cinnamon.
Yeah, well, you can do sesame oil.
Okay.
And that will help to rekindle and so I made a note to do some more research on that.
Right. Okay.
A lot of elders, one of the reasons they don't eat is because food does not
don't taste the same.
I found out that I was listening to a lady saying something about Celtic salt. So that might be something we want to look into. The sea salt, Celtic sea salt.
Celtic salt is like, we use Himalayan.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like because I heard her say something about it enhances the flavor more than actual table salt. And
so I don't suggest table salt is not good for you.
Right. Yeah, that's not even an option.
It's not even. We don't even suggest table salt. Table salt is not even a real issue. Yeah,
that's okay.
Now let me just say this.
Yeah, the Celtic salt is up there, Rita, with the Himalayan pink salt and the sea salt.
Right. Now, one thing that you can also do with the Celtic salt is put about 3 granules in 8 ounces of water. And so that way you start to allow the water to penetrate your cells.
Yeah, and you can do that with sea salt too. That's right.
Right. And that's probably the biggest issue because the food is not, the nutrients is just sliding over.
Yeah.
So the cellular cells is not even being fed. So that has a lot to do with the cells are not being cleaned properly for them to even taste. So
yeah, but we'll leave that inside of the fitness and wellness.
Health. Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all. We gonna let y'all handle that one. But we did have live cooking demonstrations, and it can highlight how to prepare your food in a more healthy way.
And those can be done on YouTube.
Indeed, indeed, no brainer there. Okay. Last one is the spiritual quadrant, spiritual checkup, self-assessment, spiritual well-being survey. We're still coming up with that one. Meditation scene, energy cleansing, guided energy cleansing session, calming visuals, journaling for self-discovery, journal prompts, open journal, shadow work, understanding and embracing shadow work, exploring hidden aspects of self, yin and yang symbol. So I don't know how deep we're gonna go with this, because I can go super deep.
But we don't need to go deep.
No, and I was gonna say, because I noticed when we talk about this, I have to constantly remember that a lot of these people are not even at this level of spirituality because we're looking at church. So kind of like with the self-assessment, I think with before we do spiritual well-being, how attach are they to the practice of religion?
We have to be inside of their understanding of that.
So it's kind of,
that's right.
So that'd be the first survey.
Yeah.
The first survey.
Yeah, because some people are like mothers in the church, and if they looking to change up, they're attached to that. They're attached to being mothers or first lady or the usher. They're attached to.
And when you talk about spirituality, they immediately are thinking of.
There's a red flag for them.
It's very much a.
So we have to watch that. Yeah. But
yeah.
that's
So
good. Yeah. We don't go
yeah.
deep.
Yeah, so I'm just thinking that when we assess them, not with them knowing, it's not like we're not telling them we're doing it, or we got to bring it delicately.
Finesse it.
Yeah, we got to kind of finesse it and delicately, like say, this is, you know what I mean? So kind of like
we
just
give
have to
them what
support.
they want, so they will
Right.
learn how to
We
know
have to
what
support them where they are.
they are.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I was gonna say that everybody is different. You have some
Yeah.
people in their 60s that are definitely spiritual. You got some next 70 and 80. So you're right. You just gotta meet them where they are.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, because
Okay.
I know a lady right now that's a minister, and there's a lot of older people in her church, and they're trying to put her out because she's trying to involve the young people that are LGBTQ, and these old white people are like put a burn her at the stake. So you have these group of people that are coming into religion and trying to enroll them into the well-being or spiritual well-being. They think this is well-being for them. So it's back into that teaching old dogs new tricks. Like you gotta, like you said, meet them where they are, but you also gotta give them the understanding that everybody is individual. So we're reteaching individuality, especially in a day and age we are in. The boom, they call them boomers or whatever. They are still in this. They're individuals, but they want everybody else to think like as they think.
of course.
So I'm just thinking of all the way around because I'm seeing it, especially in our community.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. So the last one in the spiritual quadrant, exercise, guided meditation, peaceful scenery, the art of meditation, techniques on manifesting goals, visualization, affirmations, and goal setting, vision boards, creating and joining spiritual classes, church and groups. So that's just based off what you were saying, because I know sometimes in the Christians, they can be very bullying, like if everybody's not a Christian, but we have to make sure that everyone that's not a Christian also feels welcome in the space, right? So it's like we can't am I being clear? Like
you just don't want to choose a side.
Annihilate anyone.
Yeah.
We are it says twice what is it? This like kindergarten for elders. It's elder garden. So we kind of have like everybody sit around in a circle. We all got to get along and we all got to respect each other. Because that's what we reach, because all this part of our lives, we've been conforming to everything. So now we're back into this space of we got to relearn we're relearning conditions that we have been put in, you know what I mean? So it's almost like we're teaching kindergarten again, but now in a other phase of life, because it's still about respect, what it's a lot of fear attached to it. So we got to come from a whole nother, like we teaching how you respect each other, right? Because emotional intelligence is one of them, but now we're in a space of we are going to get along. We all, it's almost like we have to constantly do it, because I'm seeing it now as a 55-year-old. We're seeing it and moving into that space. I think we have to come back into how do we respect each other? No, do we watch Sesame Street? Stuff like that.
Well, it's very interesting. If you all just think about this, how many of us were told that you should not eat before you go swimming?
Mm-hmm.
Do everybody remember that? Because you will get cramps.
Right.
Now, if for some reason
you'll get cramps and die, Bushu Sue.
But you
Not just cramps.
No, but they talking like a crap in your leg or something like that. Not necessarily cramp.
Like us had to eat something, never had anything wrong with us, but we felt guilty because we did it. And then you get older and realize
nonsense. It's nonsense.
But you know what? You would feed your mind. You would implant that manifestation in
come
you.
on.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just by the intentions, because you already programmed that would happen.
But that's what we're working with. And that's how we have to approach that. We have to approach that like we have been given certain knowledge. Yes. And now we can see that knowledge is just not useful for us right now.
Well, I had a friend that was saying that most seniors, depending on where they are in their spiritual or their religious beliefs, they studying for the final. So that's all they doing. You know,
Oh,
that
wow.
whole thing
Life.
getting
And she
ready to die.
said that, exploring beliefs about afterlife. And
Yeah.
you're so right about that, Mama T. I'm going to call you Mama T. Miss T. You
know
so because everybody wants to go to heaven.
Exactly. So
And
they
so
studying for the
now-
final. They want to get it right. You know, they have lived their lives a certain way. So now this is my final push. I got to make sure I'm right and I'm studying right for this final, because I know the next one is glory or whatever they believe.
So you know what?
afterward.
In speaking and all that, they're basically not living in the now.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
Absolutely not.
so that's
No.
actually a great segue to the last and next topic. The real after death. Speaking about that, but sometimes when we as we kind of noted, we have to be mindful of how to speak about that. You know, not to step on that precious Jesus toes. After this conversation.
And to not be condescending about it.
Okay. I guess.
Oh, you don't know.
Progress.
Listen.
I see you, Shaz. You got to go to Elder Garden too. You got to put you in the same circle.
You got to go to Elder Garden timeout.
Get out the circle. Go get in the corner.
You go to the timeout, girl. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, I went to a senior party last night. My friend invited me. So this was a man that was retiring at 75, and then he had worked for 50 years. So I'm in this party that I'm thinking there's gonna be a party. I was like, this felt like a memorial service. Why am I here? I kept telling her, I got to go. I know I told you I'll be here to support you, but I cannot sit through this. And then he started praying over the food. Then he said, he was a minister. He said, yeah, and Oliver told me I can go on and have church. I said, girl, now you know I'm about to leave. I got to go. I cannot. I just cannot. I need to be in elder timeout.
They studying for the final, okay? They got to get it right then. Wow.
Right. So if they're not studying for the final, they're not still enjoying life. They need a joy report.
And can I add to you, Shaz, that what I'm realizing is after a lifetime of being driven by fear, regardless if it was through religion, through the job you work, through your relationships, now you're at this place where fear has driven you. You're retired. You do not know how you don't
even know
what freedom is, and now you planning for your afterlife.
Exactly.
Because you don't want to go to hell. Everything is fear driven.
Exactly.
That's all massive.
You got to do a whole component on that one, y'all.
Yes, I mean, because it's serious. It's very serious. They don't have you, like you said, and then it's that thing of trying to teach old dog new tricks. I mean, we really gonna have our work cut out for that one.
Well, you know what? Let me just say that cancel all our travels, open, clear, and safe. Because you know what? We are living in a technology age where we can put in high frequencies where automatically, so we can utilize the energies of the earth. She's raising her vibration, right?
Absolutely.
So YouTube is full of that. So on the technology team, we make sure when we have our videos, we'll give you the high frequency music to go along with it.
Yes.
And I was going to say some of our work, say for instance, just even having that conversation that Dr. Tammy just brought up and Tanya brought up, imagine that 4 or 5 of us can get on a Zoom conversation about it, and just spend 20 minutes, 30 minutes, because we don't, with elders, you don't want to go long, but just to talk about it. So, because sometimes people don't want to be taught something, but they can listen to it.
Yeah.
Minds can be changed.
And the bottom line is we're going to reach the people we're supposed to reach regardless.
Absolutely.
So no matter what, that's what's going to happen. Just like with the work we do, Moo. I mean, I don't reach all of them. I have a client that hung up on me because I don't find her a job. I'm like, okay, You know, my point is,
because I'm not supposed to find you a job. Right.
Exactly. That's what I told her. That's not my job or my role.
Right.
You know, I was like, but I realized something that, you know, in this lesson for me is that I can't reach everyone, and those that I am supposed to reach, I will, and those I don't,
and they'll be open to you. Absolutely.
And leave it going and move on.
And we
You know?
and we were talking about condescending, and we have to know that there's going to be elders going to be condescending with this work. So we got to be prepared for it. Yeah,
Oh,
they're going to be condescending with us.
That's why we got to be a team. Absolutely.
They got to be there to the 10th power, babe. Yes.
That's right. Absolutely.
And this is the conclusion. Gratitude for participation. Encourage joining follow-up sessions or classes, feedback, group photo, a fun quiz covering key points from each quadrant. And then the end slide, of course, more information and resource sources. And that is it.
Wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I think we answered all our questions as you were going. So thank you, guys. Wonderful. Okay, and what's the next one? I keep in my list. We have health and fitness. Who's doing health and fitness? Ooh.
Me and Dr. Tammy.
Okay.
I was going to say, can you see the screen, Shalonda?
Yeah.
Can you see the presentation? Okay, let me know when, because I can't see y'all when I'm on the, so let me know when you need me to go to the slide.
Can you make that so that it's full screen?
Oh,
we can see MFC longevity and regeneration, but not.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's better. That's better.
Okay.
That's better. Okay. All right, go ahead. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's even better.
Okay, perfect. All right. So so basically we got together. So obviously it's Shalonda, Teresa, Mama Tess, Tanya, and Dr. Faye. And we really just kind of took the individual components and we were going to, you know, just come back together and being able to bring more depth to it. So this was more so of an outline. And I think each one of us are gonna just kind of take the components that we started with. So let's see if I can see
just
full screen.
I can just click on it. Can you click on it?
Can I click on it? Let's see.
Yeah, you should click it. Let it go. Oh, well, it depends on what you're in.
Yeah, I'm not in a presentation style. I just pulled up the.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so let me.
Yeah, you can just
see if I can swipe. Okay. All right, y'all can see. Okay, so the mental. Who want to talk about mental?
Well, initially, so I was thinking that we would get started and teach breath work, because that's teaching them how to breathe, because that's like the most main thing that I feel like seniors have probably been doing wrong all the way up until now. And this gives them a chance to understand what the breath does and what it does not do. So we would be in that mode of explaining that, and even being an example to show them how it's done, and just go forth explaining that modem. Also with, I mean, if anybody want to add something to that, I just feel like that's very important. I mean, that would be like the very first thing before we even have discussion on anything other outside of the nutrition part or the exercising part, would be the breath. Because I mean, when you're eating, you should be breathing a certain way. When you're exercising, you should be breathing a certain way. So that is like a main element in the health and wellness aspect of this.
Absolutely, yeah. And just to add to that, one of the things that Deepak Chopra teaches is, breath work and meditation that's the way that you change the brain. So we automatically want to introduce these components so that we can get their brains to start like changing, for the most part, and at least to be able to minimally bring awareness. And we believe breath work, meditation, visualization work is going to help that piece where they can then begin to receive, the other information that we are going to present for the most part.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else for mental? No? Okay. So emotional. Go ahead.
I was saying, did we talk about
Oh.
if we would talk about lion's mane or the different mushrooms or even DE, these are things that help clean up any type of debris that's in the nervous system and in where the brain's working to ensure that it's flowing properly. So I know they're on a lot of medication, and to add another thing to it, I don't know how that really works, but I just wanted to mention it.
Yeah, that'll fall under the component of healing arts, because we will introduce them to, emotional freedom technique, Bach flower, and sharing with them different hacks. But again, the individuals will be working with individual coaches who can get now more intimate with them about because some people need to come off of some of that medication, but you can't do that across the board. It has to be a one-on-one relationship. Right. But thanks. Yep, yes.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you, Shes. Absolutely. So the emotional section was the one that I took because I took what was left. It's the same concept, managing emotions, managing stress. We need to be able to teach we need them to be aware of emotions and how emotions drive us. And so we will provide the informational piece of it, of course, but the methods that we thought that would be helpful again is the breath work. I'm a big proponent of detoxification, as you all know. That is what will help assist in opening them up and being able to identify their triggers. Affirmations, we know, help change the brain. So, we would have assessed them. We would have an idea of some of the things they're holding in their minds that may be preventing them from experiencing freedom, or at least minimally becoming aware or having a breakthrough. So, being able to gear them towards affirmations in doing their work on a daily basis when we're not with them. Binaural beats, of course, big on that. Again, all aiding in helping to regulate emotions, or at least minimally help our seniors become aware of their triggers. EFT is, one of the techniques, and then visualization exercises. And we all know what that is, but I think the emotional piece is very important, and sort of going back to our conversations and what's happening in the lives of seniors that may be more, I don't want to say that they're experiencing more deaths, because people's lives are different in different periods and times. But of course, again, they're aging, so bodies are changing. They're dealing with the grief of loved ones. Parents may no longer be here. Whatever that is, children, separation, whatever that is happening, we want to make sure that we are making them aware of how that is impacting their day or their moment, and then provide the tools needed in order for them to establish healthier or more balanced emotions.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Then we have the physical component. I think that was yours, Shalonda.
Right. So going back to even the parts of The emotional aspect of it can be like a dual thing, because that still is part of the fitness area, in asking or figuring out, what parts do they need to get past the working out, because a lot of seniors have a problem with that. I mean, whether they're already had knee surgery or back surgeries or all of these other things that have hindered them, and probably they're on pharmaceuticals and that aspect. So we'll have to at some point give them affirmations to tell them that I am strong, I am beautiful, I have a beautiful body, and get them to see themselves as a active individual, not in the aspect of hearing the social aspect, where we're saying they're getting ready for the final exam, where that is no longer, at least to say that now I am a stronger individual. My quality of life can be better up until that time. So all of this stems through nutrition. It stems through the health aspect of it, as well as the fitness part of it. So there are multiple areas around in this one topic, health and wellness, that we'll have to touch on and come up with a program that'll be more fulfilling for the senior individuals. So back to the breath work. We just talked about that as far as the physical aspect of this. A lot of them don't want to join a gym or a class because of the social aspects that they may have lingering around. So we would talk about maybe just doing home exercises, and whether they have equipment or not, they could use and I think we talked about this before, they can use canned goods or water bottles.
And you can create those exercises on YouTube for them, Shalonda.
Absolutely. Yes. Videos would be a godsend for some of these individuals that can't move or can't come out, or for whatever reasons that they find themselves in a less physical active status. And then the journaling, or even recording, teaching them how to record, or writing their journals down to just to say where they are in their life, helps in the aspect of all of the mental and emotional aspect on this piece. So yeah,
absolutely. We definitely want to want this to be holistic, where the physical is marrying the mental and even the spiritual, which is what we're going to go into last, because again, that is what's going to keep them motivated and keep going even after us. So because we're not saving, we're just equipping. Yeah, we're coaching. The last piece, the spiritual piece, that was why I brought up the awareness of the belief systems that exist, that have been carrying these seniors throughout their lives, and in some cases it's religion. And in that religion, I don't want to say it's not bringing forth the manifestations that they're looking for, but in some cases it may not. So to add the spiritual component, it looks like literally sitting down with them, and if the Bible is their go-to reference, or prayer is something that they already have in place that they do every morning, helping them to develop that practice. So you already, and this is just an example, so you already pray to God and you talk to God and you tell God everything that you need. You've been doing this for 70, 80 years. All right. Now, the meditation piece of it is about being able to hear and listen. Because there's that part is important, because in the relationships that you have, if you're constantly talking to your friend about everything you want and need in fear, in fear, then how then does your friend feel when you don't then listen? And being able to just really break down these things, the Bach flower remedy, and how that coordinates with your belief system and God, and how this is natural. And so when I say develop the spiritual practice, it's really about taking them where they are and being able to guide them to add on to that is going to help them physically, mentally, emotionally, without fear of the devil coming in. And
it's a soft pill. That's right, doctor. It's a soft pill, like soft pill. Because I still love the Psalms and the Proverbs. I mean, I was just Ecclesiastics yesterday, but those things, those are strongholds in our DNA.
Yeah.
Many of us go to church. So we want to be careful, like you're saying, not to make them feel a certain way, but to not build on it.
Right.
Build on it. How do I add more credence to it and more power? How do I empower that knowledge? That's the piece that's been missing. And to empower people with the scripture, not just tell them to obey it.
Yes.
How do you empower them so that they can understand when the word says, I shall not want, it literally means you don't have to want for anything.
Right. That's the freedom piece. That's teaching them how to be free and not afraid, and that they're not going to have enough, which is unfortunately what religion is doing to our people, which is
it's part of the control piece. That's right.
It's part of the control piece, because I need to keep you at a certain level, because if you go too high, then you and your money may leave my
control you.
I can't control you.
And don't get a husband, because then he's gonna take you out of the church.
No,
did I say that out loud?
So I go to the scripture. The first scripture I go to in regard to dealing with religion with elders is death and life is in the power of the tongue.
Oh, yes.
Lovers shall eat the fruit thereof.
That's
now,
right.
I can't tell you how many arguments I can get about, no, life is church. No, not better put that life on it. And I'm just like, sis, we can pull it out anytime. It say death first.
Come on.
So why is it saying death first? Because that's the first thing that needs to be dealt with. Nothing is living that hasn't died first.
Yeah.
Come on.
That it hasn't passed through death. It hasn't passed through that womb or that matrix or that place. And so if we don't address that with them, because they won't even take it's written like that.
It's written. The Bible says God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Why are we being ruled by fear? Why are you walking in fear?
So we can make sure that because of our audience, and this will come up later, because part of our work is going to be to, how we have the handbook for our coaching. We're going to revamp that and put the senior component in there. So we're going to keep it as it is, but we're going to update it and have a senior component. And I think that it would be great to have some of those scriptures as an opening in each different section.
Oh yeah.
Because and then have that.
Yeah, along with the laws that have come with that, because our universal laws
absolutely
are the same as the scriptures. Everything is built from the universal law.
Yes. Absolutely.
Every book.
So and they'll be more receptive to it because they're already used to the Bible. So
they're already used to it.
Absolutely.
So that's opener. That's what's going to open them up to, there is some validity to what they're saying. They are not trying to control me, because that's the piece that comes across first.
That's
Oh,
right.
you're another group that's trying to control me. No, we're not. We're trying to get you free, and so you can be within yourself, and you can have all of the control, no matter what the area is, no matter what the level is. There is no going to from. There's so many latent spaces that's been left unfilled in their life.
And I feel like I want them to experience freedom, something they may not have felt since they were in the womb.
Come on.
Know what freedom
We
feels
need
like.
to have a t-shirt. I'm free.
Hey, yeah.
on.
I mean,
know what
the
it
part of
feels.
that freedom is the part of the freedom is also teaching them to be in the presence, because a lot of them are not in the presence.
And not in the fear. And not in the fear. That's right. I
They're
agree.
not in the present.
That came to me, Tanya.
Okay,
of how that seed grows in the ground.
Yeah.
You don't see the goings on and within that seed. That seed is just lying dormant until it gets in that dirt, until it gets fertilized, until it gets sun.
Yeah.
That's the
water. That's right. You don't know what's going on. That's right.
You have no idea what's going on. So we're asking you to let's go back to that state.
Wow.
We're just putting the seed forward for you to say, yes, I want to grow. I want to be something different than what everybody else has told me that I am. They hide behind so many titles, and I'm this, and everybody told me I was that, and getting them back to themselves and their true selves, like you said, why they intended to be planted in their mom's womb.
Right.
That piece right there, you will see an instant like breakthrough. Their hearts will open.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's where the real dark matter is. And we, but
absolutely. That's
let me do this last piece so I can let y'all get on with y'all day, because y'all have been beautiful people here. Just thank you so much. Let me see if I can find what I want to share on here. Because I'm gonna do the financial piece if I can get to it. Like I got 20 things open on my on my desktop. This is wonderful, you guys. This is absolutely wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna. Did I cut y'all out?
No,
we here. Oh, okay. Because I'm like, where did my Zoom go? Okay, there it is.
You have it? Because I have it pulled. I got it. I don't know why I had it pulled up. Your email.
I found it. I think I found. Oh, I think I. Oh, did I find it? Lord have mercy. Okay, pull it up, Landy, because I got 20 things on my desktop. Where is it? Oh, you pulling it up, Landy? Are you pulling it up? Okay. So on the financial side, we're looking at just creating an opportunity for, first of all, like you said, Dr. Tammy, a change of mind, right? A change of mind is one of those, okay? And so part of our work is to actually create what I call learning aids, and I shared one of them with you all, but we're also looking at creating mini courses, right? And you guys, if we have to create as a team, that would be fine. But even if we create, if you all have something, and I do want you guys to definitely send me all of your, it should be able to just hit play. It won't play. Oh, yeah, it's loading. If you guys would just send me all of your presentations that you did today, because what's going to happen is we're going to take on now several different, 4 different things that we're going to update for our phase 3. And this is inside of how we roll the work out, okay? So the first one is going to be where we create the assessments. So there's going to be a team of you guys to look at, and I'm thinking that we should have maybe 6 questions from each component. So 6 questions for retirement, 6 questions for technology, 6 questions for social life, 6 questions. So those questions have to be very significant for that, because this is your initial intake of the seniors, right? And this is going to help us determine who their coach may be, where they may start, all of that. You know, that's going to be somebody's role to look at that assessment and determine who do we assign this person to, right? So we need a team, 3 or 4 of you guys, to come up with the assessment by our next meeting. The next thing is the updating of the Master Force Handbook. So we're going to get together, and with each of these, you can count me in as a person that will meet with you. Okay, so I will meet with you and your team. I didn't want to meet with the others when you were being creative, because I don't want to have too much of our input there, right? But here, because we're finalizing something, so we would go through the handbook and see where are we going to put the senior component. Are we going to just have it as one section, or are we going to have it in different sections? So that'll be something that we'll decide, whoever's on that team. And then we want to revamp the life course. I have already started doing that. What happened, Orlando? It didn't stay?
No, I was pulling up. I want to pull up the print with the typographic first.
Oh yeah, okay. The life course we want to do for seniors only. So I've already started doing that. So whoever wants to be on that team, I can just put you, and I think that's what Teresa wanted to do. I'll send that to you, and we can work on that together. Because the idea is that when we roll this out, we do the assessment, we now will have seniors looking for a coach that's going to work with them through the life course. And this is how you get 30 minutes a week, 15 minutes a week, however you all set it up. But that's how, and then we'll go through the life course with them. You see that? And the life course is just a miniature session of the life coaching certification. All right. So they get everything that you learned, right? Now, this is one of the ones, this is in finances. This is one of the learning aids. And we want to create different learning aids. Again, notice the bright colors. This is our elder garden piece. But this is to help elders to track their spending. And it's just telling them, here is how you do that. And so now we can have a course, a 15-minute course around that. And once we do the course, they will get this learning aid. But notice on the bottom, it says, we have coaches ready to assist you. And we have a phone number that they can call to get assigned to a coach. And then we have the website. And like I said, we're revamping the website to have a colorful piece so that the elders can click on seniors only, or whatever we're going to call it. And then they can go in there and find different things for them to register for. And then the last component, I would like a group of us to design. You guys have said journals so much that we have to have our own Master Force senior journal. So somebody has to create that. That has to be something, and we can give that out. That could be a freebie. It could be something we can have a purchase on the website, whatever that is. But that should be a journal. Who was that? Where if they want to track their activities, their breathing, their spirituals, however you decide to design it, it would be inside of helping them stay committed to their rituals, their MEPS program, okay? And then this was one specifically for you, Tanya Smith, Miss T. I had put in the group one day this week, the Japanese sayings. Did anybody see that? It was certain principles that Japanese people use to
Yes, I saw it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I would like for you to make a coffee mug or a tea mug series of that. I
you
think
know, where we would talk, we would sip our tea and have learning.
no. What I'm saying is, for that mug, you see how it has the name? So wherever you design your mugs, you can go to Spring or Teespring, whatever it is, where you can sell them. But you would have the Japanese name, and then you would have the meaning of it. And I'm saying I would like you to design that series and for you to sell. But then now imagine these are gifts that we can give to our seniors as well, for reminders. And that could be, that's in part of your teaching them how to be present. That could be inside of your series for that. You see what I mean? But
yeah, I like that. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Definitely teaching them how to be present is so important, you know.
It's so important because they just worry. And this the other thing. Y'all see this? This is my favorite drink. Anybody know what this is?
Look like cranberry juice, but what is it? Beet
No,
juice?
that's your that's a
Is
good,
that
that's
beet juice?
Shalonda, what am I drinking? Shalonda, come out the kitchen. Come out
that's
the
your
kitchen. Shalonda, where did you go?
You're so funny. I was in the kitchen too. It's called different. It has different names in different parts of Africa, but in Ghana, it's called a sobolo drink.
Oh,
and they use it. They used it during COVID because it works with your immune system.
Okay.
It does so many different or amazing things, like for weight loss. That's one of the components of it. It does, for your joints. It's it helps reduces your cholesterol, blood pressure, regulates. So many things that it's good for. And it's got so many amazing ingredients in it too.
Yeah, and it starts with hibiscus tea, right?
I was gonna say that's what that is. Hibiscus.
I said hibiscus. Hibiscus.
But when I made it, I put rosemary, basil, thyme, cinnamon, peppercorn, many different herbs. And I make it by the half gallon and that in my refrigerator. And I have, I remember one of Dr. Young told me years ago, he said, you need to drink tea every day. So tea needs to be, so we need to know, and this
here's mine right here.
I just drank mine. I had lavender and hibiscus. Is delicious.
Yes, look how big yours is.
You see that?
I know, I make so much now that I'm drinking it. I got a whole spigot.
Yes.
So I need a recipe, please.
Yes, I'll send you a recipe because I just bought some more the other day. And the idea though is these are healing herbs. So Tanya, you can do a whole series around tea.
Well, the tea, the hibiscus is good for your blood pressure. Bringing the blood pressure down.
All of that. So that's why I was mentioning when I saw that, I said, now, here we go, Miss T. We gonna have us some tea time for real. Have our little cute mugs and have our little healthy teas. So so that's part of it. So love it. All right. So Alanda, show them that other one. It's another one. So I would like to see you guys, if you can, when you're working on the different pieces, create learning aids. Or I created the mini course off of Canva. Okay, everything I did off of Canva. And don't worry, if you can't create them, we'll create. What, Miss T, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I probably need a little assistance. What did you all do to create that? What software did you use?
The Canva. Canva.com.
Canva.
Yeah, Canva.com.
Okay.
And you can do a free, you don't have to pay. You can do a free site. You can do a free one, I pay for it because I use it so much.
Yeah, I may want to invest.
They have a lot of templates on there, but you can do, you can use them for so many things. Okay. And this is, imagine that when you're talking to somebody and now you have something you can send them. So, we can have these for downloads, we can have these for print, that kind of thing. But under finances, Atlanta, did you find the sheet? That's what we was looking for. You probably didn't download it from your email. Let me see, do I have it? Hold on, I might have it.
Miss Tammy, I'm gonna have to call you after this. I'm trying to find where to come. I'm coming to Costa Rica.
Oh, when you going? All right,
I'm trying to work it out because I'm like, I gotta get out of here. I need a vacation. I do.
Oh yes, honey. Okay, I got you.
Okay.
Okay, let me see if this.
Did you all see that? Did you all see that?
Now we see something.
Yeah.
Okay, let me try it.
You gotta unshare. You still got something you sharing, Amanda.
Yeah, I'm trying to share the screen. Did you see it?
But you already sharing something. You have to stop sharing what you were already sharing.
Okay, let me stop. Okay, I'm gonna start again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Can you see that?
It's coming up. Yep.
Okay. So I'm ready to start it again. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, can't hear it? We can hear it at first.
Yeah, what happened? The sound went away.
Can you see it?
There you go.
Okay.
The sound keep going away.
Yeah, the sound keep going away. But the idea of this is just a little segment, little segment for them to use in learning how to track their expenses. You have sound X'd out, Amanda.
No, I muted it so you was talking.
Oh,
okay.
It's just the music in the background. It's just it's it.
Yeah, it's not any words in it. It's just the music.
Yeah.
And Rute did not like the music. He said, I do not like that music. But I'm like, it's not for you. But anyway.
Well, I mean, you just had a good suggestion. We need to put high vibration.
I'm with her on that. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. That'll be. So now let's look at, we can wrap up now because now we want to look at what area do you want to work on next for phase 3? And it's 4 areas, either doing the assessments, working on the handbook, working on the life course, or creating the gratitude journal. And so we're going to all gather on each of these, bringing in all the stuff that we just worked on. We're now going to incorporate it into these areas.
I'll work on the journal. I don't mind doing that.
Okay. Anybody else want to work on the journal with Tanya? And
you say
no. Shayas, do you want to work on it with Tanya?
Where'd she go?
In the kitchen.
My apologies. I had an impromptu call. What am I working on with Tanya?
The gratitude journal we're creating is 4 areas. You can either work on creating the assessments, updating the handbook for seniors, updating the life course for seniors, or creating a gratitude journal.
Right. I want assessment.
Okay.
Well, so I'm thinking about the technology that I'm doing and some other things. So whichever's left, just let me know.
No. You have to make a choice because this is not
an assessment.
Everybody, because we're going to be teams on this, and I'm going to be a member of each team.
Can I want to do
I have to be a part of a team?
Yes, honey. You have to be. What do you mean? Do you have?
Well, because I got a few other hats on, so that's.
No, everybody got a few hats. What are you talking about?
Okay, what's the options again?
Either.
I'm sorry.
Wait, I know that I give you an Atlanta extra, but
wait, most
I just gave Tanya extra too with the cups, huh?
I think, and your shares, I want to make sure you clear because you may not have heard this part. So this is just our third thing. I know you said that you're working on the technology piece, but this is just the next thing we're going to work on as a group. So you're not
Okay.
doing and this.
We're getting ready to incorporate all of the stuff. So all
Yeah,
of the things we
presented.
just went over, we're now moving them into place.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to incorporate those things into the assessments, into the handbooks, into the life course, and into a gratitude journal.
I like to work on the life course.
I want to work on a life course.
Amanda, you said that too, right?
Yep.
Okay. Who else?
Assessments.
Yolanda said assessments.
Yeah, I'm already with assessments. So
no, you're not. You're with assessment, you shares?
Dealing with technology, we putting together the surveys.
No. But this is, yeah, but that's to be included with that, right? You see that?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And somebody else said assessments. Did you say assessments? Shalonda. Okay.
I think, and Tammy.
Yeah, you got me.
I got Tammy. Okay. Anybody doing the handbook? Nobody's doing the handbook.
The handbook for?
You know how there's a master course handbook?
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
We want to update. We want to update that with the senior component.
God,
I can do that.
Now you already doing because Tanya wants you to help her with
everything is already done, really.
It's already done. Everything is really already done. What we're doing is incorporating,
upgrading it and making it relevant.
Yeah, because we're going to keep our original. We're going to keep our original, and we're just updating the senior components. Right.
Okay.
So it's not right. It's not. That's right. It's not a lot.
I'm saying I can do that one fast.
Yeah.
You Shaz, I was saying that you can help me with the journal part because you can teach me how to do the technology part. I'm gonna have to pull out my computer because you know I was struggling.
Because I told her she can do the journal on Canva though. You can do the journal.
Oh yeah.
So you want to work with her on that, you Shaz?
I sure will.
Okay. All right. And then so right now on the assessments, I have Shalonda, Tammy, and Yushaz. On the handbook so far is me and Yushaz. On the life course is Mama Tess, Alanda, and myself. And on the gratitude journal is Tanya and Yushaz.
Yay, Yushaz.
Oh, where should we put Teresa and Marlene?
I wonder would Teresa want to participate with the journal? But then did she have one? Didn't she publish or have something with a journal in a book or something? Mm-hmm. No, okay, that's not her.
I'm thinking Dr. Fain, you can get me later when you watch this, but helping to revamp the life course with the seniors.
Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah, I was thinking of her for that too.
Yeah,
I think. What you think Teresa want to do the what you say, assessment handbook? You think she want to help with the handbook?
That might be helpful because I want her to incorporate some of this into the Latino stuff. Yeah.
Because we didn't touch on we didn't touch on on this decluttering your house because with seniors they collect things over the years. I did not think about it till just now where Teresa does closet coaching. I just thought about decluttering your space as well. That
could fall under detachment. It could fall under detachment under the retirement component.
But that can not attached as well, so Sammy. Connected and not attached. They can come up under that too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the other thing, a part of that is, basically getting your whole life in order because part of your estate planning and not leaving all that clutter for your family to deal with. You definitely need some organization in that area.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll definitely make sure that and I think that we should, maybe in the assessment you could even ask, do you need assistance with decluttering?
Yeah, I think that's a good, if they would admit to
exercise under detoxing, under detachment, however way we put all that in, but it's definitely gonna help with that piece of it without telling them.
There was this book I wanted to show y'all. Hold on a second.
Okay.
You all that are doing the assessments, if you want me to send you like the templates, because I know you shares have it, I would just put it in a folder that'd be accessible, and then
That'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
So you see, this is called Senior Preferences.
What is that?
Now, this booklet, I think, is mostly in Michigan. But I think we should make sure that you guys look in your area. You may find it at the library,
What is it?
stores.
It's a senior, like a brochure, like a magazine.
Yeah, but it has a lot of different stuff in here for seniors. But it's for local area. So we want to make sure, because this might be where we advertise.
Yeah.
It be where we have, where we can find services. Look, they have counseling services. They have different legal services. So this could be, look, they have all these service listings. Okay, so this could be something, this is for Southeast Michigan seniors.
Check your grocery stores and your library.
Yes.
Because that's
Where
where they
did you get
mostly
it from?
are.
Where did you get it?
I got this from the library.
Okay, then that's
nice. I've never seen any of these.
They have those here. They have like 3 publications for seniors
so
out here.
Wonderful. And I'm telling you, please check in Chicago, because I haven't seen nothing like this for seniors.
I was gonna say, are they in?
Chicago have it. Chicago have it. If you go into the library, they got it.
These are all the assisted living facilities in Michigan.
Oh, wow.
Remember how we were talking about taking trips in Michigan? I mean, in Chicago. Imagine this.
Auntie Rita in Chicago, like the chamber, the South Shore Chamber had a senior book.
Okay.
So a lot of those different places do have it.
So Mama Tess and South Shore, they might have one over there.
Yeah, so check your chamber, check the South Shore Chamber. If you in Hyde Park, they have them in the grocery stores, because I remember seeing a senior publication there, or the Regent Tower.
And then look what they have here, MichiganEstatePlanning.com. So when I'm going to call them or go online and find out the different components for my finance piece when I start putting it together. You see that? What were you saying, Mama Tess?
I was going to say yes, because that's a very important conversation as well, what you're speaking of, the estate planning. And,
yes.
Them being able to have a voice now versus them feeling like they don't have a voice, because that's what
excellent
is in control.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're still here, you're still breathing. You know, what do you want?
What do you want? What do you want? Absolutely.
Yeah. Because the most engagement they're getting right now is the election, and then once that's over, they're not going to be in there bothering them. You know what I mean? They're going to say bothering, but they're not going to be interacting and engaging with them after this election. And this is like coming at a perfect time to kind of like
something
get in there. Yeah,
absolutely.
because that's all they're doing. They like bothering the heck out of them.
I mean, just crazy. So now I want you to check your calendar. Does August 25th, Sunday morning at 9 a.m. work for you guys?
Yeah, that looks good for me.
August 28th. Wait, August 25th. Hold on. Okay.
I think that's Sunday. A Sunday. Is that a Sunday?
Yeah. Sunday, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I gotta, it might, I know I have a, no, that's probably Saturday night. Okay. I should be okay.
I may or may not be available. I haven't out of town guests, so I'll have to see.
Well, as long as you have all of your stuff done.
Listen to her. As long as you have all your stuff
because
done.
We are on a team, okay? So you'll have everything in. That'll be all right. You guys are amazing. Thank you. This was wonderful. Any final words before we shut down? I just love you all. I get so inspired when we get together. Last word.
Thank you. Yes. No, thank you. This was great. I'm operating. I thought it was a grown-up last night, and I realized like I need to be in the house after a certain time. I went out for 3 hours. That was too much. And then I came home and I went to bed like 2 in the morning, and I had to get up. So I just can't do this. I was being grown, right? I was trying to be too grown.
I was in the bed at 6:30, 7 o'clock, girl. 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Shalonda has a new puppy.
Oh, yeah. I got a Yorkie too.
What's her name?
Some more.
I got a teacup.
Yeah.
Yorkie,
is that a teacup?
She got a teacup. She's teacup?
Yeah, she a teacup.
You want another one?
No.
Oh.
This one is a puppy, and that's why my focus was off running around looking at where she was.
Girl. I got one that twirls around like a mad woman. She just twirl and twirl and twirl.
Yeah, this one is a Taurus, and she is a Taurus.
Oh, yeah.
Mine is a Virgo. She's insane.
Y'all so funny. My granddoggies are Leos, baby. And they King of Club Leo. Twin German Shepherds.
They look like it. In the pictures, they look like it.
They be like,
they do.
All right, what were who else had final words? Mama Tess?
Yeah, I wanted to say that it's wonderful seeing all of you on Zoom. I'm wondering when we're going to do our retreat, because we need to be around each other and, get each other's energy, just
I'm ready to go to Costa Rica. I'm ready to come to Costa Rica.
Yes, there's some deep things that we're going into. So we're going to definitely need to come together and retreat and realign our energies and all of that. So I'm wondering when we're going to do that and how soon we can start that. And maybe we can even start saving together for it and just, put the money in a big kitty and let's just do it that, so
but
that
Shalonda is our travel agent. Shalonda, can you start looking at Costa Rica? Or Teresa Lugo gonna say Puerto Rico, but I think Costa Rica.
She gotta sell it.
well, all I need to know is do you want it this year or next year? Because then Dr. Tammy could be looking for us an Airbnb that maybe can house maybe all of us.
Yeah, because I suggest that everyone come on the Caribbean side. So
and what would you suggest? Because isn't it hurricane season now? Do we want to even do that now?
It does not have hurricanes, but I know that can impact flights now, in the US, of course. But look, we had the hurricane that just came through. It didn't touch us, but it sure went through Jamaica and messed up Texas and all those other areas. The weather is I don't know if you want it done before the election, after the election. Because this country is.
Now, what do y'all think? Do y'all think we want to go before or after the election?
We got until January something, right? So I'm thinking if we go before January,
I think that we should do it to.
We can go state.
I think we should plan for next year. Why don't we go? No, go this year so that we can do all our planning for the following year.
I agree.
Like at the end of this year, like maybe end of November, beginning of December.
Yeah, then if we have to stay there, we are already there.
Costa Rica's all year round. So
right.
You see, and it rained all night. You can't tell though, because we're gonna be at the beach.
Well, I think we should go between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
I'll be in Africa for Christmas.
So we're going to Africa for Christmas.
I'm gonna be in Cameroon.
No, I said between. So can you go to Costa Rica before then? Or no?
Well, that would be kind of hard because I got scheduled clients and
oh, that's right. And then you still got your last your 30 years off before one last year.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
They said that the weather is the driest.
So like in October, November is good for me. October, November is good for me. Like, all of October to like before like the second week of November, then I could, you know, have some time in between that and Christmas.
Then I can do
I could do November.
Yep, I can do November too.
Yeah, they said that's the green season.
I gotta see because I'll find out because I'm joining a fellowship that's gonna have me in like different places. So by November I know. I probably can't.
We need to know before November.
I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
We gotta get your ticket. We gonna work on. We gotta get tickets.
Okay, so I gotta. Yeah. Okay.
Some good flights. They got some pretty good flights coming from the U.S.
Well, yes.
So how much? I mean, how many people are gonna go? Is it just us on this thing, or you opening it up?
But no, I don't do. No,
I think
well, we need to know that too.
Us, you know, I'm opening up to what? You know,
we are so wrong. To the rest of the group.
I'm not saying not everybody. I'm just saying, you know,
funny acting.
The other lady said on the call.
She talking about to the rest of the Master Force coaches.
Listen, I'm already was planning on. I was gonna talk to Tammy because I was planning on coming sometime in November anyway. So I was just trying to figure out when.
Okay.
Okay, so go. Let's do November.
Okay.
And if we open it up to coaches, I would want it to be those either in the first class or the second class. I wouldn't. I'm prejudiced right now.
Yeah.
What is my concern?
You stopped the recording. Did you stop the recording?
Oh.